There is a version of the travel conversation that stops as soon as someone mentions limited mobility, where the assumption is that certain adventures are now off the table.
I want to challenge that assumption directly, because the research, the destinations, and the experiences I am going to show you in this video tell a different story.
Limited mobility is not a reason to stop traveling. It is a reason to travel smarter.
And in a lot of ways, senior travelers with mobility considerations have access to a more thoughtful, more intentional travel experience than people who have never had to think about it. Here are 5 destinations rated specifically for limited mobility travelers, interwoven with 5 practical tips that apply to every trip you take from here on. Destination 1, Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. And I start here because Grand Teton is the single best national park in the country for travelers with limited mobility. I rated it number 1 in our top 10 national parks for seniors video, and mobility accessibility was a major reason why. The Tetons rise straight from the valley floor. You do not need to climb anything to see some of the most extraordinary mountain scenery in North America. The Teton Park Road offers dozens of pullouts where you can drive up, step out, and have a world-class view within 20 feet of your car. String Lake and Jenny Lake have flat paved paths around sections of the shoreline. The Craig Thomas Discovery and Visitor Center is fully accessible and spectacular. If you are planning a national parks trip and mobility is a concern, start with Grand Teton. I will link our full National Parks Accessibility Guide in the description below. Tip 1, and this applies to every destination and every booking you ever make. Always call and ask specific accessibility questions before you confirm any reservation. Do not rely on the website. Do not assume. The 3 questions that matter. Is there step-free access from the parking area to the entrance? Are accessible restrooms available at or near the main attraction? And is there seating available along the route? Those 3 questions take 60 seconds and will save you from arriving somewhere that does not work for your specific situation. Destination 2, Virginia Beach, Virginia. And this one earns its spot because Virginia Beach was one of the very first beach towns in the country to actually build accessibility into the beach experience, not added on as an afterthought. There are dedicated ramps connecting the boardwalk straight down to the sand at 17th Street and 24th Street, so you are never stuck staring at soft sand from a paved path. Free beach wheelchairs are available at multiple points along the boardwalk, and the boardwalk itself runs for miles, smooth, flat, and scenic, with plenty of benches if you need to rest partway through. Beyond the beach, the boardwalk connects directly to playgrounds, shops, and restaurants, so a mobility-limited traveler can have a full day out without ever needing a car. It is one of the most walkable, rollable beach towns on the entire East Coast. Tip 2. 3 pieces of gear that senior mobility-limited travelers consistently say transformed their travel experience. First, a lightweight folding travel cane with a wrist strap. Collapses to fit in a carry-on, weighs under a pound, and provides stability on uneven surfaces, under $30 on Amazon. Second, a compact travel wheelchair or transport chair, not a full-size wheelchair, a lightweight folding version that fits in most car trunks and can be pushed by a companion over distances that would otherwise be too far to walk. Third, compression socks. Reduces swelling on long flights and long walking days. One of the simplest and most effective travel health tools available. I will link all 3 categories in the description below with specific product recommendations. Destination 3, Panama City Beach, Florida. And what sets this one apart is that the accessibility here goes beyond the beach itself. Free manual beach wheelchairs are available on a first-come, first-served basis at the Russell Field City Pier and at St. Andrews State Park. You just show a valid ID and roll out. But here is the detail that surprises people. The Sky Wheel on the boardwalk has a wheelchair-accessible gondola pod so you can take in a sweeping view of the entire Gulf Coast without ever leaving your chair. Add in wide, white sand, calm and warm water, and a boardwalk area with restaurants and shops within rolling distance, and Panama City Beach gives you both a relaxing beach day and an actual attraction to build a memory around. One heads up, reserve the beach wheelchair or call ahead during peak summer weekends since availability is first come, first served. Tip 3. Accessible accommodation is not just about whether a room is labeled accessible. Here are the 5 specific questions to ask any hotel before you book. 1. Is the accessible room close to the elevator, not at the end of a long corridor? 2. Does the bathroom have a roll-in shower or only a tub with a shower attachment? 3. What is the height of the bed? Can you sit on the edge with your feet flat on the floor? 4. Is there a threshold or lip between the bathroom and bedroom floor? 5. Is the accessible parking within a short walk of the entrance? Those 5 questions cover the details that hotel websites almost never specify and that make the difference between a room that works and a room that does not. Destination 4. Santa Monica, California. And Santa Monica makes this list because it was genuinely built to be rolled through, not just walked through. Santa Monica State Beach has a downloadable accessibility map showing every beach mat, paved walkway, and free wheelchair rental point along the pier, so you can plan your exact route before you even arrive. The pier itself is flat and wide, and the Santa Monica Pier and Palisades Park Promenade above it give you miles of level paved path with ocean views the entire way. The city is flat, the climate is mild nearly year-round, and the promenade connects you to shops, restaurants, and the famous pier attractions without a single hill to navigate. For a West Coast beach day that does not require an ounce of physical strain, this is as good as it gets. Tip 4. And this one surprises people. Cruising is one of the best travel formats available for seniors with limited mobility. Here is why. On a cruise, you unpack once, and the destination comes to you. You never have to drag luggage through airports, navigate unfamiliar transportation systems, or figure out a new hotel every few days. The ship is your home base and it is fully accessible. The major cruise lines, and we covered the top 7 Alaska cruise lines specifically for seniors in a previous video, all have accessible cabins, wide corridors, elevators on every deck, and shore excursion programs rated for limited mobility. If land travel has become physically challenging, a cruise itinerary is worth serious consideration. The logistics are handled for you in a way that no land-based trip can match. Destination 5. Palm Springs, California. And this might be the most underrated accessible city destination for senior travelers in the entire country. Palm Springs was built as a resort city, which means the terrain is flat almost everywhere. No hills, no cobblestones, just wide sidewalks and golf cart-friendly streets. It also has one of the largest concentrations of retirees in the U.S., so the entire city's infrastructure is already built around exactly this kind of traveler. The signature attraction, the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, is fully wheelchair accessible. The Valley Station, the tram cars, and the mountain station at the top are all ADA compliant with elevators at both ends, so you can ride nearly a mile up the mountain and take in views most travelers assume are off limits once mobility becomes a factor. The honest watch-out. Summer heat in Palm Springs is extreme, often well over 100 degrees. Plan this trip for fall through spring, and you will get flat terrain, mild weather, and one of the most accessible small cities in the Southwest.
Most senior travelers do not know the full extent of their rights. These are granted under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Remember this when traveling.
Airlines are legally required to provide boarding assistance, aisle wheelchairs to reach your seat, and stowage for your mobility device at no additional charge. You do not need to request this in advance for the legal right to exist. but calling ahead ensures the airline is prepared and your experience is smoother. Hotels that were built after 1993 are required to have accessible rooms available. You have the legal right to request one at the rate of a standard room. If you are charged more for an accessible room than a standard room of equivalent category, that is a violation of the ADA. National parks operated by the federal government are required to provide accessibility accommodations. The America the Beautiful Access Pass, which is separate from and in addition to the Senior Pass we covered previously, is available free to travelers with permanent disabilities and covers entrance fees at all federal recreation areas. Tip 5. And experienced mobility-limited travelers consistently say this is the single most important planning change they ever made. Build recovery time into every day of your itinerary. That means planning 2 to 3 activities maximum per day rather than 5 or 6. It means scheduling an afternoon rest into every day as a non-negotiable, not as a fallback. And it means building a full rest day into any trip longer than 5 days. The traveler who does 2 things per day and truly enjoys both will always have a better trip than the traveler who does 5 things per day and is exhausted by the third. Travel is not a race, especially when you have earned the right to go at your own pace. 5 destinations rated for limited mobility: Grand Teton for national park access, Virginia Beach for pioneering boardwalk to sand ramps and free beach wheelchairs, Panama City Beach for accessible Gulf Coast swimming and a wheelchair-accessible skywheel view, Santa Monica for the flattest, most rollable coastal boardwalk on the West Coast, and Palm Springs for the most accessible city experience in the country. And 5 tips: always call and ask specific accessibility questions before you book. Pack the 3 pieces of gear that change everything. Ask the 5 accommodation questions before you confirm any hotel. Consider cruising as one of the most mobility-friendly travel formats available. And build recovery time into every day. Limited mobility is not the end of adventure. It is the beginning of a smarter, more intentional approach to seeing the world. And in my experience, that is often a better approach for everyone. Hit subscribe right there for a new senior travel guide every Thursday. And if you want to go deeper on any of the destinations we covered today, our National Parks Guide, Beach Destinations Guide, and Cruise Guide are all linked in the description below.
I am Richard from Rooster Roadie Travels. The road is wide open. Let us go.